Hello, friends. Maki Master here. Thank you so much for watching. Art's therapy for me, and welcome to my session. Please give me a thumbs up and a subscribe so I can send you a lifetime of good vibes. All right, here I start my squid ink sketch. It's like my canvas, nori, seaweed, and rice. That's my canvas for all these portraits. So I do a squid ink sketch here. I'm doing Little Wayne, which my daughter loves Little Wayne. A little beyond younger than my generation, we say. But he's a cool dude, very talented, got a huge fan base, and he was a lot of fun to do. So I started a sketch, and this was tough. Just mapping in his facial features was very hard to do on rice. I'll tell you that. There's a lot to Little Wayne. With his hair, his face being kind of in a position in this portrait where he was looking away a little bit because I had to capture that look of him, and sometimes there has to be some sort of expression, in order to do that. I'm using tuna for the fish, for his skin. And yellowfin tuna, it's one of my favorite fish. And it's very moldable, very thick. It's got a nice texture to it. I can put a lot of work into molding. And like I say, this is a lot of molding goes into these portraits. Half of it's molding, the other half is art and sauce drawing and that, but it's mostly molding. So here, I got his nose in. I had to cut that separately, put it on, and mold it into the cheeks. Get his chin on. I use my metal chopstick to mold everything. This thing is my tool, all right? I don't know what I'd do about this. So here I am, very, very cautiously putting his lips on, trying to avoid the eel sauce, and I'll pick out some of squid ink. And I'll pick some of that out and put in fresh rice a lot so it doesn't get on the fish because it can darken it. Here I'm using squid ink to do a little line work around his eye, which I use octopus for his eyes. It's very, very white, very light color to it, and it's got a great texture to it, very moldable. So I use it for eyes. It's the best thing. It's definitely the best thing for eyes. I can position them, move them around, and it doesn't mess them up too much, it doesn't screw things up. So here I'm doing his eyebrows. Shading I use a lot of squid ink for shading on this, and eel sauce mostly. Yeah, he was a lot of fun. There's a lot to him. So I kind of broke out the kitchen sink on this one, Put a lot of ingredients in him, and it paid off. He's one of my favorite portraits. I mean, he's not my maybe most realistic or whatever, but he was fun. I use inari, which is fried tofu, for his dreads. I mean, I got lucky with this because I was going to use the outside of it, but I flipped it around and ended up using the raw, kind of coarse side of it because his dreads are really kind of raw and coarse, and it worked perfectly. A lot of luck goes into these too, experimentation. So that I was very happy with. And, I'm working some sauces in there, and I use salmon skin for a shirt, which is pretty hilarious. I mean, it works great. It's got that reflective kind of shiny look to it. I use it for a lot of jewelry. I put a little pieces of it on his grill too, if you notice. I have a couple pieces of salmon skin up there. It's pretty cool. Ginger root. I'm mixing in some shredded ginger root in his hair. And I use ube, the whole purple yam. I sliced off a nice chunk of the yam for his hat, to hold his dreads in. And it worked out pretty well. I put a little squid ink in there and do some line work, but it's all purple yam, and I love purple yam. It's so good, and it's great for you too. So I'm using little chunks of inari for his hair, eel sauce for shading on his forehead, Yeah, I love the purple yam in his hair, the combination of it. It looks really cool. Just doing more shade around his eyes with eel sauce and squid ink. Doing around his lips, trying to bring him to life here. And I use squid ink for his tattoos, which is, pretty good thing to use. I mean, it's perfect for drawing. So I could draw his tattoos on really easily with the squid ink. Nothing else would really work. Nothing else is dark enough to just take over, like the squid ink. So I try to get all his tattoos in. It wasn't very easy. He's got a lot of stuff on his face. The sunglasses and all that. I had to be as accurate as I possibly could with his tattoos, which I think I did pretty good. I brought him to life right now by putting this eye color in there, which I like to do kind of later in the portrait for the kind of shock factor. And there it is, the sushi rice grain on the eye. It's shaking. Look at me. Oh my God. Again, I got to reposition it because it's not quite in the position I want it. Black Tobacco I'm using for his eyebrows. And this stuff is really messy, so I got to keep it really neat, or it'll just go all over the place, You'll be picking that stuff out of your teeth for days too. I use it for some of his hair also, in combination with the dreads, some Black Tobacco in there. And here he is, little Tanucci, Lil Wayne, sushi style. If you like this video, you'd be doing me a big favor if you'd smash that subscribe button and lighting up that notification bell so you don't miss a beat. Thanks again. Maki Master, out.